Before they're allowed to give exams, they have to pass them.
But tonight there's concern about a new move to scrap a literacy test that teachers are supposed to pass before they're allowed in the classroom. Nightside's Virginia Huey has the story.
All right, let's pause right there. So they want to scrap this literacy test, and teachers normally would need to take that. Yeah, sounds good. Because we don't have enough illiteracy in this country. We don't have enough illiteracy in people texting or emailing or commenting on YouTube, and you all know who you're. Well, actually, you don't, because you think it's fucking right. Fucking tards. But anyway, now they want to get rid of this test here to get people that are actually literate. Check this shit out.
In a move stirring hot debate among educators, the New York Board of Regents voted to ditch a literacy exam for aspiring teachers because
notice how it's blurred out.
Failed it. The exam, known as Academic Literacy Skills Test, was designed to measure the reading and writing skills of people trying to become teachers. It was part of a package of certification tests introduced in the 2000.
Now, I'm not going to say anything about the students in this classroom, but I'm just going to let you draw your own conclusions. Not saying a word here. Okay? We're only talking facts. I don't want to denigrate anybody or say anything bad about anyone. But considering the fact of the people you see in this room that are having trouble with these literacy tests, again, we're simply stating facts here.
2013-2014 school year. But the literacy test raised concerns from the beginning because 64% of white candidates passed the exam, while only 46% of Hispanic test takers and 41% of black test.
Okay, well, it's sad that 64% passed in the white category. As far as the Hispanics go, I'm willing to cut a little slack there because maybe English wasn't their first language. And I understand, especially if you don't pick it up very early in life, it may not be the easiest thing to learn. The other thing I know about Spanish-speaking individuals back when I went to school is those that were Hispanic in nature to begin with all took Spanish for a foreign language because they thought they knew it, and a lot of them actually flunked out of it or did very poorly. So anyway, let's continue on here. That's to say nothing about the 41 percentile category at the bottom there, who would speak English natively.
Takers passed it on the first try. The pool of eligible teaching candidates plunged by 20% in the exam's first year, and many educators blame the test for unfairly disqualifying black and Hispanic applicants.
Why? They're the ones who are doing poorly. How is that discriminating against people who are fucking illiterate? How is that discriminating against people that are illiterate? If this test is in place and they need to take this, then they're going to have to be able to pass it. It's that simple. And if they can't pass it, well, maybe they really don't have what it takes to be a teacher. Teachers should be literate. And I've had quarrels with teachers over the years on spelling of words and things like that. And I've even gone to them with a dictionary. That was the old book kind, you know, the thing with pages in it that you actually turn and have to look the stuff up. I went to them with that and shoved it in their face and said, look, my spelling is correct. Yeah, but that's not the way I taught you. Well, that doesn't mean shit if it's an accepted spelling. But anyway, that was quibbling over minor shit just to get an A+ instead of an A or anything like that. These people aren't literate enough to pass to become teachers. Could you imagine the kind of essays that their students would put in? Because they want to get rid of this test, right? So they get rid of that. We're going to have all these illiterate fucking teachers there. And now kids are going to be handing shit in that looks like they fucking texted it to people.
On Monday, the State Board of Regents agreed to scrap the test for a variety of reasons.
A, it was not proven to be a good marker of teaching, good teaching.
Okay, first and foremost, where is this guy with fucking birds chirping and kids screaming and shit like that he's doing a report for the news here on the phone? Was he like in the fucking park or something as he's talking to them? What the fuck is this shit? And if this guy is representing the New York State Board of Regents, and I understand a lot of other states don't even have those Regents exams anymore, but if he's representing that, it sounds to me like he's fucking out in La La Land as it is. So they're saying, just listen to this. It's fucking ridiculous.
B, it is redundant with other pieces of the certification process, which tests literacy. C, it is expensive for a student to take. And D, it was ruled to be racially biased in the way.
But how and why? Is that because they don't use names like Jorge and they say George instead? They don't say Jamal, they say James, so it's fucking racial? What is this fucking world coming to?
In the nature of the questions that were asked and how they were asked. So we are trying to avoid all bias in our testing process.
But critics slammed the Board of Regents' decision, arguing the test removal could put weak teachers in the classrooms, and ultimately students will pay the price for what some see as dumbing down the standards.
That's exactly what I just said. Completely ridiculous. And I still love how they gray out, or rather blur out, all of these teachers here. But the kids, just fine. You know, that's fine.
They are teaching our future. You don't want to lower those standards. If they're having difficulties with this test, if they're claiming that some of the questions are bad or there isn't enough time, do the same tweaks to this test that you did to the standardized test you're ramming down the throats of the students.
Fair enough.
Make the tweaks, make the timing a little bit longer, and fix some of the questions. But you don't get rid of a test that qualifies.
Now, ones, tens, does anybody even know what the next place is that she's writing? Yeah, I'm sure a lot of you didn't raise your hand there.
By someone for a profession.
But the Board of Regents says dropping the literacy exam will help encourage a more diverse teacher base. The removal of the literacy test takes effect immediately, while the other 3 tests of the teacher certification process will remain intact. Virginia Huey, News 12, Long Island.
You have got to be fucking kidding me. They're saying that the rest of the test in and of itself should pick up the slack? What? No, not at all. If these aspiring teachers, I should say, are not able to pass literacy tests, then teaching is not the right profession for them. It's that plain and simple. Whether or not they can handle a class and actually teach a class if they themselves are literate, if they can teach the class to be literate, is another story. So it doesn't say anything about the quality of their teaching. In fact, when I was going to school years ago, I had a teacher who once asked me at the beginning of the semester, "What grade do you want in this class?" And obviously the answer was an A. And they said, "How are you going to do that?" And I said, "My performance in this classroom is directly proportional to your performance as a teacher." Needless to say, I got an A in that class. Scare tactics. But it worked. So now we're going to have illiterate teachers teaching, and I use that term very loosely, illiterate students to end up with OMG, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, and like all these other things. And what do we have to look forward to? Well, you know, we're dealing with all these millennialisms here where everybody just needs a fucking trophy for showing up. And now suddenly they're going to do bad in class And that's just okay. This world is fucked. We are in a lot of shit here. Not good. And you older viewers of mine will certainly relate to that and know that people are beyond fucking illiterate today as it is. You know, you give somebody something to read, they're like, what does it say? Right. So, yeah, I don't look forward to the future. Now, George Carlin, as I always refer to, had a skit saying, children are our future, or he says that people say that to him. Children are our future. So, anyway, the joke was that he said, by the time the future arrives, they won't be children anymore, so blow me. Which is a great fucking line. Anyway, we're in shit, and nobody's wiping anybody's ass. Except for the millennials. And they get a trophy just for taking a shit. Lovely. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit like. Make sure you hit subscribe, and take care. Hopefully, there'll be a tomorrow, so we can see you next time. Bye-bye.